Hello everyone. Thank you for meeting with me today. My name is Luz Adriana Molina and I will be presenting my case file for Marta, a 33-year-old client who entered a case management service due to domestic violence. Today I will provide an overview of Marta's presenting concerns, how she presented during intake, key risks and protective factors, service plan goals, referrals provided, and the impact on her children. I will also briefly highlight the safety plan, the APP documentation, and discharge summary outcomes. Marta presented after leaving an abusive relationship with her husband of 11 years. She reported escalating physical and verbal abuse and expressed fear that her husband would locate her and her children. Marta described ongoing threats and controlling behaviors. She shared that her spouse appears always charming in public, which contributed to feeling unsupported and not believed by some family members. Marta left quickly with limited belongings and limited financial resources, creating immediate housing instability and emotional distress. During intake, Marta presented as anxious, tearful, and emotionally overwhelmed. She reported fear, difficulty sleeping, and feeling constantly on edge, which is consistent with acute stress symptoms. Marta reported that her children were also impacted. Her oldest son appeared withdrawn and anxious, while the youngest children showed fear and clingy behavior. These concerns indicate the need for family centered interventions and trauma informed support. Despite the crisis, Marta demonstrated strong protective factors. She showed courage by leaving the unsafe environment and seeking help. She displayed a strong motivation to protect her children and insight into their emotional needs. Marta has a bachelor's degree in accounting, which reflects long term employment potential and independence. Recognizing these strengths support engagement, increases trust, and reinforce her self-determination and ability to problem solve. A major focus on this case was safety planning due to ongoing threats. Marta reported that her spouse continued calling and texting, alternating between apologies and threats. She reported he threatened that she would regret leaving and that he would take the children's. Safety planning include identifying emergency number and domestic violence highlights, establishing a code word with her children's, planning safety access routes, securing important documents, and discussing shelter confidentiality. Marta was encouraged to avoid direct contact with her spouse and to contact law enforcement if immediate dangers occur. Marta's primary service goal were securing safe housing, ensuring safety for herself and her children, accessing food and basic needs, connecting to counseling service, and receiving legal advocacy information. Referrals include domestic violence shelter resources, food assistance through Salmary's food banks, crisis support through the Arizona Coalition and sexual and domestic violence, and counseling support through Southwest Human Development. Legal advocacy resources were also provided for protection, order, education, and custody guidance. Transportation resources were discussed to support access to service. Through the process, I documented service using the DAPP framework in the data section. I documented Marta report of domestic violence, safety threats, and emotional presentation, and the children's reactions. I also documented that food bank resources and shelter referrals were provided to her. In the assessment section, I documented risk factors such as ongoing threats and housing instability, and protective factors such as help seeking behavior and parental motivation. In the plan section, I documented referrals, follow-up appointments, and continuous safety planning. This ensures accountability, continuity of care, and ethical documentation. At discharge, Marta demonstrated progress toward stabilization. She was connected with safe housing resources, access food assistance, and establishing referrals for counseling and legal advocacy. Marta reported feeling safer and more informed than before. Remaining needs included long term financial stability, employment readiness, and continued follow up through with legal options. Discharge include recommendation for continued counseling and continued connection to domestic violence advocacy support. Very important. In conclusion, Marta's case highlighted the importance of trauma-informed and strength-based case management through safety planning, referrals, and coordinated support. Marta was empowered to engage in problem solving and strengthen her self determination. This case reinforced the importance of ethical responsibility, professional accountability, and culturally responsive practice when working with domestic violence survivors. Thank you for your time. I welcome any feedback or additional recommendation from the team in regard this case of domestic violence. Thank you.